Hey everybody, what do you say? JGA 59 here, Gannon. And today I'd like to share with you a few 1952 Topps baseball cards I just picked up. The 1952 Topps baseball set is one of my favorite sets. And I have close to 80 of them now. One time I really should go through all the cards with you to show you which ones I have. But I'm just going to share four of them with you today. The one you see here is the card of Herman Franks, which was card number 385, a high number. And it's only the second high number I have from the 1952 set. And at the time of this card, he was a coach for the New York Giants under Leo DeRocher. He started his career as a backup catcher, first for the Cardinals and then for the Dodgers, whom Leo DeRocher was also managing at the time. And then he spent 4 years in the military, came back, and he ended up coaching for DeRocher when DeRocher managed the Giants. Franks was famously implicated in the 1951 Giants sign-stealing scandal, where in August of 1951, the Giants found themselves 13 games behind the Brooklyn Dodgers, and apparently they employed this system of sign stealing where Herman Franks was alleged to have sat in the Giants clubhouse way out in center field in the Polo Grounds. And he used a telescope to pick up the opposing catcher's signs that he was sending to his pitcher. And Franks would get the pitch and then relay to the dugout through a buzzer system to catcher Sal Evars what pitch was going to be thrown. And then, Sal Evars had some way of relaying that information to the batter, so he'd have a head start, jump on what the pitch was going to throw. Supposedly this helped the Giants, who surged through August and then ended up tying the Dodgers at the end of the season, which led to Bobby Thompson's famous home run called "The Shot Heard Around the World." So Herman Franks was supposed to be a central figure in that. The reason I picked up this card was I really just liked the card, the portrait. I really think it's an amazing portrait of him. And also just, I've been intrigued with Herman Franks all my life, simply because when I first started collecting back in 1968, I really was intrigued by his card that year. He just, had the aura, he exuded this image of an old-time baseball man who'd been around the game for years and, sort of a no-bunk, he knew his stuff kind of guy. And, I don't know, I just used to, I was like kind of mesmerized by this picture. And so when I had the opportunity to pick up the 52 Topps the other day, I went ahead and did it. It's funny, if I'd seen Herman Franks, if my first image of Herman Franks had been, let's say, a 65 card, I would have had a completely different impression of him. He has like a whole different persona there than he does on his 68 card. But, at any rate, after he coached for DeRocher, in the mid-'60s, he managed for the Giants. He managed them for 4 consecutive years, 65 through 68. And, the team did very well under him, but they finished in second place each year. because in 65 and 66, the Dodgers won the pennant, and then in 67 and 68, the Cardinals did. So, at any rate, that's the first card. Now, the next card is of Clyde King. And I've always found this to be a very interesting card, because of the expression on his face. And, the reason he looks like that is because when he was a little kid, he came upon like this, chicken coop or a chicken yard or something like that. And, he peered over the fence, and this dog jumped up and bit him in the right eye. It left him with a permanent scar, and the eye was weak. He had to wear thick glasses there to correct his vision. And this just happens to be a picture of him without his glasses. He was a pitcher, and here you can see him in his 1952 Bowman card. And, he was an okay pitcher, and, I wrote down a couple of things that he did. Later on, after his pitching career was over, he pitched for the Dodgers, and in his final season, he pitched for the Reds. He was the Pirates pitching coach for a while. And then, interestingly, after Herman Franks stepped down from managing the Giants, Clyde King took over. And that's, King's 1969 Topps card. And he managed the following year in 1970. And here is his 1970 Topps card. Yeah, so Clyde King. Interestingly, he was also the only manager because in 1974 and 1975, he went on to manage the Braves, and that made him the only manager to ever manage both Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. So that's an interesting, answer to a trivia question. Later on in his life, he became an integral part of the New York Yankees organization under George Steinbrenner. He and Steinbrenner were very good friends, and he did everything from scout for them. He was a pitching coach for a while. He was an interim manager for a while, and he was also a general manager for the Yankees. So, he was a big part of the Yankees there for many years. So that's Clyde King. And next card I want to feature is this one here. It's a beautiful card of Del Crandall. I love the color on that card. Beautiful red background. And Del Crandall was a great catcher, great defensive catcher. He was an 11-time All-Star. He won the Gold Glove 4 times. He was also the youngest starting catcher to ever play in the major leagues when he began catching for the Boston Braves in 1949 at the age of 19. Solid player, good offensive numbers. After he retired, he managed the Brewers for a time. He coached first base for the Angels. And he also worked as a color commentator later on for the White Sox and the Brewers. He passed away really only recently in 1921, which made him at that time, the last, before he died, he was the last surviving member of the Boston Braves. And now, get ready. My last card. I can't believe I got this card. 1952, Mickey Harris. Yep, 1952 Mickey Harris. He was a pitcher. This time he was playing for the Indians. For those of you who thought I was going to say mantle, all I've got to say is that I will not be getting a 1952 mantle in this lifetime. So I'm very content to have Mickey Harris's card. So I'll leave things there. If you stayed with me this long, I really appreciate it. And, we'll talk again soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.